and welcome to TTV News. Ladies and gentlemen, in the morning of November 5th, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chairs a national online conference connected to 63 provinces and cities around the country to evaluate the results of 10 months of implementing Directive Number 01 on strengthening fire prevention, fighting and rescue in the new situation. Standing Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Võ Đức Trong, attended at TayNinhTV.
According to the reports, from the beginning of 2023 until now, there have been 2,927 fires and fire incidents nationwide, killing 134 people, injuring 101 people, and preliminary estimated property damage of nearly 230 billion Việt Nam đồng and 207 hectares of forest. Of this, there were 50 fires causing serious damage to people, especially the mini apartment fire on September 12, 2023 in Thanh Xuân, Hanoi, that killed 56 people and injured 37 people. Compared to the first 10 months of 2022, the number of fires and fire incidents decreased by 1,367 cases, down 31.8%, with an increase of 36 deaths and an increase of 22 injuries. In TayNinh, fire prevention and fighting has been given importance. Currently in the province, there are 21,195 establishments under the management of fire prevention and fighting facilities. In the first 10 months of 2023, there were 7 incidents in the province, killing 1 person, injuring 4 people, and property damage of more than 6.1 billion Việt Nam đồng. Compared to the same period in 2022, the number of cases does not increase or decrease. Speaking at the conclusion of the conference, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized that fire prevention, fighting and rescue work must be under the leadership of the party, state management and the active participation of people. He also requested the heads of ministry, branches and localities to enhance the responsibility of their leaders in carrying out a task. Implementing the Prime Minister's directive on continuing to strengthen state management responsibility for food safety in the new situation, the provincial industry and trade sector has coordinated with relevant agencies and units carry out food safety inspection on holidays. Through the implementation of the task, a number of difficulties and obstacles have been reviewed. Specifically, some regulations in food safety management between the three sectors of health, industry and trade, and agriculture are still inconsistent, overlapping, causing difficulties in applying it in practice. On the other hand, determining the authority to handle administrative violations of food safety still has inconsistent understandings between sectors, so there is still a situation of this sector detects a violation but turns over to another sector to establish measures and issue penalty decisions. This has caused difficulties for the agency issuing the sanctioning decision because there is not enough basis to make the decision. This is an issue that needs to be resolved by relevant sectors so that the industry and trade sector can more effectively implement state management of food safety in the future. Competitiveness score of provincial departments and people's committees of districts, towns and cities, or DCCI in 2022, provincial departments and agencies reached 62.77 out of 100 points. The results show that business community has a relatively positive feeling about the management and operation activities of the provincial departments and agencies. Topping the DCI ranking of the departments and agencies is the Department of Transport with 64.28 points in three component indexes, including dynamics and enforcement, fair competition and application of information technology. Ranked second is the Department of Science and Technology with a score of 63.77. The Department of Science and Technology has the highest scores and rankings in the Department of Business Support sector. Third place is the Department of Construction with 63.72 points. 7 units in the Fair Good Group, Departments of Science and Technology, Department of Construction, Provincial Economic Zone Management Board, Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, Provincial Social Insurance, Department of Planning and Investment, Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism. For units in the affair group, including Department of Industry and Trade, Department of Natural Resources and Environment, Department of Labor, Work and Wellness and Social Affairs, Department of Health. For units in the average group, including Customs Department, Tax Department, Market Management Department, Transparency and access to information, fair competition, dynamics and enforcement effectiveness are the recommended indexes with the lowest scores of units in the departments and branches. Tân Châu District Committee has just held a conference to announce the decision and recognitions of district-level outcrop products. In this round, 6 typical and traditional products associated with the local community in the district were recognized. Specifically, all 6 products were recognized as having reached the outcrop certification, including Thai Apple Producer Farm Thị Hoa, nutritious nut milk from Cỏ Nổi Business, Delicious Fruity Sour Wine, Bucket of Cotonopsis, Sour Wine, 35 and 30 level Baden sticky rice wine from the business households of Baden traditional rice wine production facility. Outcome product evaluation and ranking results are valid for a period of 36 months from the date of signing the decision. Being recognized as an outcome product will help producers have more product development opportunities as well as benefits from state support mechanisms and policies. Although the economic and social situation is still difficult, there have been significant changes facing the situation of the tourism industry recovering. The Prime Minister requested that the tourism and service sectors must strongly develop service industry with potential advantages and application of high technology such as transportation and logistics, education, healthcare, banking, promote tourism attraction, improve service quality, and promote tourism promotion in key markets. Along with that, deploy tourism promotion activities synchronously and effectively, especially during the year-end peak season, striving to reach and exceed the target of 30 million international visitors in 2023.
Department of Cybersecurity and High-Tech Crime Prevention of TayNinhTV Police had just coordinated with Hoa Thanh Thao Police to clarify and arrest Han Nguyên Khang, 22 years old, residing in Hoa Thanh Thao, for committing acts and frauds and appropriations of property in cyberspace.
According to investigation documents, at the end of 2022, subject Khang used two Facebook accounts to post articles introducing himself as a person specializing in providing services related to social networks such as running ads, getting disable accounts, increased likes and followers. When requested, customers contact Khang via Zalo account Nguyên Khang, Facebook Doctor, or Nguyên Khang to discuss, negotiate, and its service costs from 500,000 Vietnam Dong to 5 million Vietnam Dong and request prior money transfer via bank account. After the customer transfer money, Khang blocked contact and appropriated the money to use to buy drugs and gamble online. With the project from the beginning of 2023 until now, Khang has appropriated over 480 million Vietnam Dong from many people in Tây Ninh province and many other provinces and cities. The case is currently being further investigated. Tây Ninh police call on all citizens who have been victims of subject Han Nguyên Khang to contact investigator Võ Minh Ngọc, Hoa Thanh Thao Police via phone number 0922 956868 to provide information for investigation. Accordingly, to effectively deploy related tasks in the last 2 months of 2023, the Standing Deputy Head of the Provincial Digital Transformation Steering Committee requested that Standing Working Group implementing Project Number 6 continues to advise the Provincial Peace Committee to launch a peak effort to update Level 1 and Level 2 identification for people in the province to ensure the targets assigned by the central government. Provincial departments, ranges, and district-level Peace Committee re-examine the implementation of removing bottlenecks in implementing Project Number 6, focus on promoting the receipt of online applications on the National Service Portal and the Provincial Public Services. On November 1st, a working delegation of Military Region 7 Command, led by Colonel Trần Đức Thắng, Deputy Political Director of Military Command Region 7, visited and inspected Team K-71. Afternoon, Military Command is preparing to go to Cambodia to carry out the mission of searching and gathering the remains of martyrs, Phase 1. The 23rd period of the 2023-2024 rice season. According to the plan, on November 9, 2023, 40 officers and soldiers of Team K-71 will march to foreign countries to carry out the task of gathering the remains of martyrs with the motto, "Do it immediately when discovered." Team K-71 Afternoon Military Command will search for martyrs' remains according to 55 pieces of information and 160 X-rays in military sub-region of provinces including Siem Reap, Ban Minh Thuế, and Ocha Minh Thuế.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sixth session of the 15th National Assembly is considered to be a session which lasts amount of work, consider and decide on many important issues of the country. During the first 2 weeks of the session, it can be said that it headed off when the delegates focus on discussing and deeply researching the contents of the agenda, contributing to have been this issue approaching a decision, have been the country maximize its potentials and not miss development opportunities. Participating in this session, delegates from the Provincial National Assembly delegation actively participate in discussion, give opinions, and contributed to building a legal system, an important decision for the country's social economic development.
During the first 2 weeks of the sixth session of the 15th National Assembly delegates of the province fully and seriously participated in the National Assembly's agenda with a high sense of responsibility. Spend time researching documents, proactively participating in expressing many profound and multi-dimensional opinions at discussion sessions in house and in groups about law projects and draft resolutions. Actively participate in questioning activities, noting at the discussion session on the implementation of the National Assembly's resolutions on national target programs. Delegate Hoàng Thị Thanh Thúy, Deputy Head of the National Assembly delegation of Tây Ninh Province, strongly agree with the report of monitoring team. However, through research, delegates have pointed out a number of shortcomings and limitations, the underlying cause of which stem from poor coordination between ministries, branches, and localities. Or at the National Assembly's discussion session on the socio-economic situation, delegates from the Provincial National Assembly delegation also made many statements and debates focused on difficulties and challenges in socio-economic development in the coming time, issues of public investment disbursement, operational situation, and solutions to support businesses. In particular, through research, Delegate Huỳnh Thanh Phương, Tây Ninh Provincial National Assembly delegation, expressed concern when there are still 5 out of 15 targets assigned by the National Assembly that had not been achieved as planned. Among them, the social labor productivity growth target is the third consecutive year the target has not been met. In the discussion on the content of reviewing legal documents, according to Resolution number 101 of the National Assembly, Delegate Trần Hữu Hậu, Tây Ninh Province National Assembly delegation pointed out that the inadequacies and problems caused by the laws are not many, mainly because these legal documents have been promulgated for a long time, so currently some regulations are no longer appropriate. At other working sessions of the National Assembly delegates in general and delegates from the Provincial National Assembly delegation in particular were also very active in discussing and contributing opinions. Thereby, many issues have been clarified, many solutions proposed, and received the unanimous support and appreciation of voters.
The audience asked the province's leading medical units in carrying out medical examination and treatment. In recent time, Tây Ninh Provincial General Hospital has been interested in investing in operating facility and equipment to meet the needs, medical examination and treatment of the people. The most important thing is that the sense of responsibilities to treat patients is always given top priorities.
The
Ca
emergency
trực cấp
shift
cứu
at
tại
the
Bệnh viện Đa
Provincial
khoa tỉnh
General
ngày 30
Hospital
tháng 10
on
vừa qua
October
tiếp
30
nhận bệnh nhân
received
Trí Thông,
patient
31
Jithong,
tuổi, bị tai
31
nạn
years
giao thông
old,
lúc
who
gần
had
1
a
giờ sáng.
traffic accident
Trong
at
tình trạng
nearly
chấn
1
thương, lơ
a.m.
mơ,
in a
say
state
sát toàn
of
thân.
tremor,
Bệnh nhân
rosiness,
vào viện không
and
có nhân
scratches
thân,
on
tài sản,
over
giấy
the
tờ đi
body.
kèm.
The patient
Nhận
was
định ca bệnh
admitted to
nặng,
the
ca trực
hospital
kiểm tra
without
tình trạng
any
chấn thương
accompanying
thì thấy bệnh
relatives,
nhân bị
property,
nứt
or
sọ,
documents.
tụ máu ngoài màng cứng,
Assessing the
xuất
serious
huyết dưới
case,
màng
the
nhện vùng thái
duty
dương,
slept track
dập
the
não thái
injury
dương,
status
xuất huyết
and
cạnh thân
found
não,
the
gãy xương
patient
đòn,
had
xương
a
sườn.
skull
Cả
fracture,
ca
epidural
Ca trực cấp
hematoma,
cứu tại
temporal
Bệnh viện Đa khoa tỉnh
suprarenal
ngày 30
hemorrhage,
tháng 10 vừa qua
temporal
tiếp nhận
brain
bệnh nhân Trí
constitution,
Thông, 31 tuổi,
hemorrhage next
bị
to
tai
the
nạn giao thông
brainstem,
lúc gần 1 giờ
broken
sáng.
collarbone and
Trong
ribs.
tình trạng chấn
The
thương,
intensive
cực đã khẩn trương
urgently
cấp cứu
treated
bệnh
the
nhân.
patient. In such a situation with the relatives, the injury was relatively severe and the patient's consciousness at that time was also unstable in general. Everyone was tired, but with a sense of responsibility, the medical staff was still very enthusiastic in providing first aid and sent at least 2 staff to accompany the patient to perform preclinical tests on this patient. And regarding financial issues, because the patient has no relatives, the process is to report to the hospital leader on duty that day, temporarily delay payment of necessary fees at the time of the patient's emergency, and the process was very closely. The hospital staff worked very enthusiastically on this case. I see that the hospital in general has a team of doctors dedicated to providing treatment, even though there are no family members or do not know the patient's relatives. The hospital treats patients very well. I took him for a checkup and discovered that he had a severe traumatic brain injury, skull fracture, brain contusion. The doctor stayed in the emergency room and examined him in a second time. Seeing that the condition was getting worse, the hospital consulted and had a
Tụ
surgery
máu ngoài
plan.
màng cứng, xuất huyết dưới màng
After
nhện vùng
contact
thái dương,
efforts, the
dập não
patient's
thái
family
dương.
member in TayNinhTV
Sau nỗ lực liên hệ,
arrived just in
người
time
nhà của
to
bệnh nhân ở
perform
thành
the
phố Tây Ninh
surgical
đến vừa
procedures.
kịp lúc thực
The
hiện các thủ
surgery
tục
was
để phẫu
performed
thuật.
by Dr. Nin
Ca phẫu thuật
and
do
his
bác sĩ
team
Ninh
at
và
5
ekip
a.m.
thực hiện
and
từ lúc hơn
ended
5
2
giờ sáng
hours later.
và kết thúc sau
The
đó 2 tiếng.
successful surgery
Ca phẫu
helped
thuật
the
thành công
victim
đã giúp
overcome
nạn
the
nhân vượt
critical
qua cơn nguy
situation.
kịch.
This is one of many cases where
Đây
the
là
medical
một
team
trong
of
rất
the
nhiều trường hợp
Provincial
được
General
đội ngũ y
Hospital
bác sĩ Bệnh
provided
viện Đa khoa
timely
tỉnh cấp cứu
emergency
kịp
care,
thời,
narrowly
giành lại sự sống
regaining
trong
the
gang tấc
patient's
cho
life
bệnh nhân,
and bringing
đem
joy
lại
to
niềm
the
vui
patient's
cho gia đình
family.
người bệnh.
Doctors
Các y bác
also
sĩ
take
cũng lấy
that
đó
as
là
their
phương châm
working
làm việc của
motto,
mình, ngày
increasingly
càng trau dồi,
improving
nâng cao
their
trình độ chuyên
professional
môn, thay đổi
qualifications,
phong cách,
strengthening
thái
their
độ phục
stay
vụ
and service
để người dân
attitude
ngày
so
càng
that
hài lòng
people
hơn,
are
tin
more
tưởng
and
hơn
more
khi đến
satisfied
khám
and
chữa bệnh
confident
tại bệnh
when
viện.
they come for examination treatment at hospital.
Ca trực cấp
Teacher Dao Thái-sơn was born in Ho Chi Minh City in 1976. His family moved to Tân Châu District, Tây Province. In 1998, he started working in the educational sector and is now vice rector of Suye Secondary School, Tân Châu District. Although the job of educational management is quite busy with a passion for reading and literary research since childhood. Over the years, he has quietly collected and studied history, folklore, especially the history and culture of the Khmer ethnic group in Tây Ninh, with the desire to reserve traditional folklore values for future generations. The passion for folklore has permeated the flesh and blood, becoming an integral part of this teacher's life. Currently, he is a regular collaborator on folklore for newspapers and magazines such as TayNin Newspaper, TayNin Literature Magazine, Enlightenment Newspaper, TayNin Literature. In addition to his extensive knowledge, he also participated in writing essays on Khmer culture research on Khmer cultural research for the University of Social Science and Humanities, National University of Ho Chi Minh City. In August 2023, with the partial support of the Literature Arts Association of Tây Province, he released the book TayNin Khmer Culture. The book received a warm reception from readers inside and outside the province. Many years of living, working, and researching in the cultural space of the Khmer people, Mr. Dao Thái-sơn has had the role and developed the cultural forms of the Khmer people in the province. Through his articles in this book, He wrote 3 days valuable resources, thereby gaining a fairly comprehensive view of Khmer culture and people in TayNinh.
That's all for today TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.